Hi y'all, Sat Sri Akal. This is Tak from BIPOC Executive Search getting at you today for the Wellness and Work podcast. A podcast where I share stories and tips to keep you healthy, happy, and motivated for your day job. So today's topic is 4 reasons you should take a sick day or self-care day at work. And I always like to start these podcasts with a story from my life that leads into the 4 tips that I'll be sharing. So the first story that I will share is about the fact that I am definitely a sprinter in life and not a marathon runner. So for example, when I was in grade 4, I somehow convinced myself to sign up for the cross-country team. And it was mostly because all the cool kids in my class were very athletic and also signing up. So I thought, why not? Why don't I try and do this meet and see what happens? Pan to me halfway through, falling and crying and literally crying the entire way through the second half of the race. And then at the very end, they gave us all these little slips that had our number on them. And I got my slip and it said the number 66 on it. And I was so excited because there might have been, hundreds of kids running in this meet and I had got number 66. So very excited, got home despite all the crying, showed my sister and she said, "What's this line underneath or on the top of the 6?" And I flipped it over and I had actually gotten in 99th place, not 66. So a little story about how I am more of a short distance runner because I always love to play things like flag football where you're running as fast as you can down the field and then you get rest, you feel so good. So work can sometimes be a marathon or it can be a sprint, depending on your own personality, your own way of working. For me, I know after that cross-country meet that I'm definitely a sprinter. I enjoy working hard and fast for a few weeks or months at a time and then taking a break. So scheduling in a self-care day at the end of, say, a 12-week sprint or an 8-week sprint at work can just give you that motivation of working hard during those first 8 weeks and then taking a day off to yourself. And sometimes it can be unplanned or unexpected, like a sick day. So I'd like to give 4 reasons why you should do this. The first one is that taking breaks actually makes you more productive. So more and more research is coming out on the importance of rest, on the importance of recovery, not just for, our health and fitness, but actually our productivity. So taking that rest allows your brain to come down, get out of that fight or flight mode, get into more of that rest and digest state in order to, repair itself, engage in some boredom, and do things that move us away from a screen. For instance, going for a walk or taking that self-care day or sick day, doing hobbies that you enjoy that aren't work related. And all of this is going to actually make you more productive. And that's something that I have found in my life, and the way I have achieved so much in my short career is by scheduling in those breaks and self-care days. So the second reason is that recovery is necessary in all aspects of life. For instance, I am pretty big into weightlifting and weight training. And in order to lift strong and heavy weights, you actually have to take a timed rest period between each set. So say I'm lifting for 8 reps and I'm lifting really heavy weights, then I would stop and I would actually just do nothing for a solid minute or 2 before going on to the next set instead of just pushing forward. So recovery is needed for our muscles to come down from that movement, to be able to chill, for our heart rate to come down so that we can work hard. And the heavier you lift, the more rest you need. So in powerlifting, for instance, where people are lifting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds, they'll do a lift and then they'll actually rest and recover for say 12 minutes before doing their next single lift. And in this way, work also requires recovery, because if we just keep pushing and pushing, we're not going to be able to show up in the best way for our clients. Our work is going to be suboptimal. We're going to start to feel burnt out and worn down. So making sure we're taking that time for recovery every morning, every night, on the weekends is so important to our health and well-being, and to ensure longevity in our careers as well. So we can prevent burnout, we can prevent, feeling bored or dissatisfied in our work and day jobs as well. The third reason is that the average person is not sleeping enough. So this is a very important reason to take a self-care day or a sick day, is literally to just sleep. Sleep in, do a little bit of light activity, things that you like doing, take a nap, do a few more things, and then go to sleep early. The average Canadian sleeps 5 to 6 hours a day, which is absolutely not enough to recover, except for maybe like one small percentage of the population who can handle that. But on average, people these days are not sleeping enough because of longer commutes, because of screen time, because of busier lives. So whatever we can do to prioritize that sleep is so important, including taking those self-care days and sick days, especially when we are sick. Our body needs more sleep to be able to recover and chill so that we can show up. I know sometimes we can feel guilty for taking a sick day because we feel like we're letting our colleagues down, or we might have to reschedule an important meeting. Ultimately, it's going to serve us. It's going to serve our clients. It's going to serve our team members if we actually take that time to sleep, to relax, to let our body do its thing. So the fourth and final reason that we should take a sick day or self-care day from our day job is to give us time to engage in scatter focus and big picture thinking. So in the age of smartphones, of screens, oftentimes our eyes and our focus are on one thing that's right in front of us. And we're very much zoomed in on that one thing, almost like we're in that fight or flight mode, like there's a lion that's about to eat us, and our vision and everything is just zoomed in on that one piece. And when we actually allow our eyes to wander, to step away from the screen, to engage in scatter focus, where we're not really focused on anything, but the mind is just allowed to freely think what it needs to think. Thoughts are moving around, our body is moving how it needs to. It helps us with that deep focus when it is time to do so. So scatter focus is really great in terms of a productivity hack, to just be able to go step away from our computer and our work, whatever it looks like, and literally just, allow your mind to think what it needs to think without directing it in a particular direction. And sometimes that's when really great insights come in, our intuition is allowed to kick in, and we have great ideas in terms of that big picture vision and focus, rather than, forcing ourselves into that state of focus. So allowing ourselves to have that scatter focus, we can do that on a sick day, we can do that on a self-care day, where we're actively not focusing. We're just allowing our brain, our bodies, spirits to do whatever they need to do without us directing them in a particular direction. So it's really great for building our intuition, for allowing our bodies to come down from that fight or flight and that particular focus into more of a rest and digest state. All of this is so great for our health and well-being and our ability to perform in our jobs as well. So those were the 4 reasons why we should take a sick day or a self-care day, or both, in our day job in order to remain happy, healthy, and motivated. I'll leave it there for today, sending you all so much love, and talk soon. Bye.